Hello, George.
Hello.
It's week 4 of our The Lord Has Come.
Wow, this has gone by pretty fast.
Yeah, this is publishing on Christmas Day. They may not be listening to it on Christmas Day, but that's when this one's going to drop.
I know some people that binge listen to this, you know. And I'm rustling my papers here.
Yeah.
Preparing for a quote, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Our producer loves that.
Yes, I know.
But we want to say Merry Christmas to everyone out there, whether you're watching or listening to this on Christmas Day or in February, maybe later. We also want to remind you, this is the second time we've done an Advent series.
Yes.
So you can find our first series on your podcast platform, whether that's Spotify or Apple or whatever you're using. We did last year. We did 6 longer episodes.
We took some of the characters in the Christmas story.
That's right. We did, didn't we? Yeah.
And we just went to town with that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So if you want more, you can get more there.
And those are about 40, 50 minutes each. They're meaty.
Yeah. That's before we got old. We were going longer. Now we're looking for an opportunity to make 10-minute episodes, so we're doing that this year in Advent. But
our theme this year has been what Jesus came, what has come with Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. And the coming of Christmas is, we've noted that it's formational, but if you're a little kid, you're not thinking about formation. No. You're just chomping at the bit to get to this day. I remember one year, my brother and I, because we were, I don't think our parents actually told us Santa was real or not, but he was included, you know, in the family stories. And so one year, my brother and I decided we're going to see him this year.
You're going to stay awake.
We're going to stay awake through the night, keep a vigil, and I think it. Probably about 9:30, we fell asleep. We were behind the couch hiding and woke up. I think our parents woke us up the next morning, so we missed them, unfortunately. But anyway.
But do you remember the joy, the anticipation? How did you pray? Did you prepare cookies? Did you prepare other things?
Yeah, we would make milk and cookies.
Yep,
straight up. It was awesome. And he ate them every year. Yeah. So, you know, we were all in. Yeah, you're gonna go a little bit. I love what we're doing with this 4th episode, George. I would not have thought of it. What you came up with for this one. So, take it. Tell us what scripture you're gonna read, or however you want to intro into it.
Yeah, what's yet to come?
What's yet to come?
Yeah, that's the idea. Jesus came.
Yeah.
But is there another side and another part of this coming?
Yeah.
The people of God waited. And to wait is just not passively waiting, doing nothing.
That's right.
They were waiting in faith. They were waiting in hope. The word itself, the word hope and the word wait, are the same word in Hebrew.
Hope and wait. Same word.
Those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. Well, some translations have those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. Sometimes the word wait, sometimes the word hope is used depending on the context.
And that shades the meanings of both of those words for us. Yeah.
And hope comes in because originally the word itself that is used for waiting and hoping is a word that is used for a rope. 3 strands wrapped around each other, inseparable, and making each other secure. That's the idea behind
that's cool.
hope. And so when we're hoping, we're not just waiting, doing nothing. We're hanging on to God for dear life.
That's good.
That's waiting.
That's pretty
hoping.
rich.
And so there's still another coming. There is a first coming, but there's also a second coming.
And we're supposed to be hoping or wrapping hope and waiting around that.
That's right.
There's another Advent.
So how do we wait?
You know, last week, George, I fell off my bicycle.
Well, you did. Have you told your wife this, or is she hearing it the first time here?
No, she now knows. And so I fell off my bike because it was wet. I was riding on a trail, and I went down, skidded. And so now I have this massive road rash. I won't go into too much detail and gross everybody out. But so I'm in a season of Advent, of hoping and waiting that the thing's going to get better.
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling it every second right now. So Advent takes a lot of
Hopefully
forms.
you'll be bruise free by Christmas.
That's the hope.
Yeah,
That's the hope. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, now how are you going to transition out of that?
Well, I want to
really
read
good
from
story.
Mark chapter 13,
Okay.
starting in verse 32 all the way to the end of the chapter, which is
Okay.
about 5 verses.
All right.
The title in my Bible is The Necessity for Watchfulness.
Okay.
And Jesus is talking to his disciples, but about that day or hour, no one knows. Neither the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Beware, keep alert, for you do not know when the time will come. It is like a man going on a journey. When he leaves home and puts his slaves in charge, each with his work, and commands the doorkeeper to be on the watch. That's the second time. Keep alert, watch. Therefore, keep awake. Well, that's the third time. For you do not know when the master of the house will come. In the evening, or at midnight, or at cockcrow, or at dawn. Or else he may find you asleep when he comes suddenly. And what I say to you, I say to all. It's like they didn't hear it yet. 4 times.
Wow.
Keep awake.
Keep awake.
Keep awake.
There's a second Advent.
There's a second Advent, yeah. And we anticipate this second Advent to be the final one. By keeping awake.
Yeah.
Or watch and pray.
Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, and I used the word detective. We are to be detectives of the kingdom
Yeah.
coming,
Yeah.
of the Lord coming. Now, we're not going to know. We're not going to make any predictions like so many others have. All of them proven false.
Yeah.
But we are to be watching. Like, what are you watching for?
Yeah.
If he says, keep alert, watch, what is he asking them to watch?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, the coming of the kingdom.
Yeah. So many people, as you mentioned, have tried to scheme this, and they're doing weird math and numerology and trying to.
Yeah.
And how many times do we have to be wrong before we just give up doing that?
Yeah.
He's not asking us to do that.
No,
He's
no.
asking us to be.
He says he doesn't know, so who's going to reveal that to us? If we think we can outsmart Jesus in doing that, and silly kind of things we do.
Yeah.
But we can watch for it. We can become detectives. Where is the kingdom going? We know from news all around the world where the people of God are marching forward, and many are turning their lives to Christ, and their lives are getting better. Peace is getting established. Hope is there. Joy is come. Love is being expressed, and all of that. When we see all of those things actually happening in daily life, the kingdom is coming and it's moving forward.
Yeah, that's good. And it is happening.
And it
even
is
in
happening
the midst of
all over the world.
all the vacancies of love, joy, peace, and hope at the same time, because we live in two kingdoms.
Christianity may be waning in the West, but it is blowing hard in
All
the
over
rest of the world.
That's so true. You know, speaking of math, I did some math this morning. You were talking about the second Advent when we met earlier at Wheatfields, this bakery restaurant we love, And so I thought, we do these 4 or 5 weeks of Advent every year, but what if we added up all the Advent waiting for the second Advent?
Yeah.
And so I took basically almost 2,000 years. I multiplied that by 365 and came up with about 730,000 days of second Advent that we're now in.
That we're now in, yeah.
And my first reflection goes, geez, that's a long time. But then I went back, as I reflected on that. The first Advent, the looking forward to redemption, to God bringing restoration.
That's right.
That took a long time too. A lot more than 730,000 days. Whenever things went south with humanity in the garden, since that time we're looking for God to make things right, to make things new. Yeah. And He did in Jesus. So it's not been that long as we may think. So. No,
but it does give me something to think about in time, in terms of how do we understand time.
Yeah,
right?
That's good.
The world counts time in different ways.
Yeah.
So if you're a banker, you're asking, well, what time is it at the bank? Is it time to pull the trade? Is it time to charge more interest? Is it time to do all of those kinds of things? What time is it at the bank? Well, I don't know. That's not our time. What time is it at the government? Well, November 5th was a time where we elected a president. And January 6th, whatever that is, it'll be time for a new president.
Yeah, transfer of power.
There's a time for universities. There's a time for entertainment. There's a time what time is it in Hollywood? Right? It's time to make the next movie and earn billions of dollars.
Right.
Well, what time is it? And we must ask the time, what time is it at the church?
It's good.
We really must ask it and pay attention, become detectives, and to be watchful and prayerful at all times.
That's good.
Because His coming will be sudden.
Yeah, that's right.
And we must be prepared.
We do not know the hour. Don't have to try to figure it out, but know this, it is coming.
And we do that when we ask what time is it at the church. It's time to be holy.
Yeah.
It's time to be closer to Jesus than we've ever been.
That's right.
It's time to sacrifice for the world's redemption.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
You are part in the world's redemption.
Yeah, that's right. Be all in with this.
Church time is not bank time.
No.
It's not stock market time.
Yeah.
It's time for the church to act as we are called to act.
Yeah, that's good. So we leave you with that thought. This Christmas, we want to say Merry Christmas and
Merry Christmas.
Enjoy it. And we also are kind of ending this with a kind of a looking forward and a reminder that we are, this Advent of 2024 has come to an end. This Advent season. Yes. We're now in Christmas season, but there's a bigger narrative going on. It's called Second Advent, and we are in it.
And we're celebrating 1 year of podcasting. Thank you for hanging out with us.
1 year.
Do subscribe, tell your friends about this, and there's good things ahead. Yeah,
we're looking forward to what's coming. We are going to take a few weeks off the first of the year, end of the year, first of the year. So you can catch up.
Yeah.
The podcast I listen to, I like it when they take little breaks, so it gives me a chance to catch up.
That's right. Yeah, we're calling January Sabbath January for us, and we hope for you too.
Yeah.
Take a break. You don't need to be listening to a lot of things. Just listen to the Lord for the next little while.
Be quiet.
Yeah, be
a little bit, and then we'll be back sometime. Maybe mid or late January. We don't know yet, but we'll be back with our next series. Looking forward to that. So,
blessings on all of you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. The Lord has come.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Soul Renovate podcast. Any of the scriptures or resources that we mentioned in this episode will be linked in our show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave us a review and subscribe on your favorite podcasting app, because it really helps us to share these conversations with more Christian leaders like you. And if you have any questions you'd like Jam and George to answer, you can email us at info@soulrenovate.us. Soul Renovate is a ministry of Christ First Counseling Center, and it exists to propel Christian leaders to abide in Christ and grow in His likeness. Soul Renovate is made possible by the generous support of people like you. If you'd like to support us, you can do that on our website, soulrenovate.us. And if you'd like to learn more about Soul Renovate, you can also do that on our website, soulrenovate.us. This podcast is produced by me, Dalton Huey. Our cover art was designed by Hannah Huey, and our music is by The Fox's Forest.